I'm glad to be here to make presentation to you guys. I want to talk about my personal experience first. I recall that when I was in elementary school, I saw a movie called Johnny English Reborn, and it's a very funny movie. Talking about an agent that have to complete several important missions, and several funny things happen during the process. And everyone focused on the main character. However, somehow I was attracted by a young man who acted as an assistant. Nowadays, the young man has become a successful actor and is able to be listed in Time 2021 Most Influential People. He is Daniel Kaluuya, a famous writer, playwright, and also an actor. In my 10-minute presentation, I would like to talk about his early day life, his famous works, and his personal traits. During the first part, I will talk about his family background and the beginning of his career. And during the second part, I will talk about the film in which he participated. And in the third part, I will talk about what I saw on him and what makes him become a successful actor. So this is the first part, his early day life. Kaluuya was born in London, England in 1989, and his parents come from Uganda. Compared to other children, Kaluuya had a relatively tough childhood. His father cannot visit England regularly due to some visa restrictions. His mother picked up odd jobs to cover their daily needs, and he once described himself as a child of the working class. During childhood, he showed strong passion for writing very much. He even wrote his first play at the age of 9, so he has great creativity since he was little. Okay. He decided to be an actor after being persuaded by his mother. He has performed in local theaters and schools since he was a child, and after setting a foundation in theater, he decided to step into TV fields. His first show up in front of the audience was the TV movie called Shoot the Manager, and which is a reflection on racial discrimination. And another work called Skin is widely regarded as his first famous masterpiece after his debut. Skin discusses issues such as dysfunctional families, mental illness, adolescent sexual behavior, drug abuse, and death. Besides participating in the performance, Daniel is also one of the writers. So let's get into the second part, his famous works. After the performance in the British youth TV series Skin, Kaluuya began to grab the attention of some people. He then played the leading role in one episode of the first season of the TV series Black Mirror and won high opinion. The series was only broadcast on TV at first, but then it was released on Netflix, and it set off a heated discussion again. And Kaluuya's performance in Black Mirror caught the attention of director Jordan Peele, and he got the opportunity to act in Get Out. So it's the most impressive works, one of the most impressive works, Get Out. He then quickly became popular with Get Out, with the role of a black photographer who uncovered the truth. His acting skills were well received. Not only do tears fall away at his pleasure, but the tense and mysterious atmosphere of the whole movie is also well created. In addition to showing unnatural facial expressions, most people have to show feelings of confusion, which tests your acting skills very much. But Kaluuya performed this part just right. The other film called Judas and the Black Messiah won him his first Oscar for Best Actor in a Supporting Role in his career. Daniel plays Fred Hampton, the late civil rights leader of the Black Panther Party, 黑豹党. In Judas and the Black Messiah, which is an adaptation of a real story, Kaluuya seems to have turned himself into Fred, showing the power of the leader perfectly. And during the movie, the audience can also be infected by his emotion and become very passionate. In his acceptance speech at the Oscar ceremony, Kaluuya specifically mentioned that everyone has the responsibility to promote racial equality, like Fred Hampton, and also took his opportunity to pay tribute to Fred and strongly appreciate that he is a great man with his film. With this film, his acting skills were highly appreciated by all fields. Daniel Kaluuya is an amiable and practical actor, but full of ambition. In the movie Get Out, Daniel has a great performance, and his role is extremely breakthrough. Yes, and moreover, he shines with a unique line and shows a unique depth of acting. He can convey a lot of energy without saying a word, and which is his greatest advantage. Whether he plays a boring role that loses the interest of life, or the role that has a big mind and barely controls is depressed and painful. Through his acting skills, the audience can really feel the horror of society. So once a reporter who had interviewed Daniel said that to have a conversation with Daniel Kaluuya is a unique experience. He watches you with intense eyes and listens seemingly without fear or judgment, only attention and empathy. In my opinion, Daniel's performs register on such a deep level because Daniel is a watcher, a listener, and the one with an empathetic soul committed to relating to other human beings, no matter who they are or they from. So that's why he could be listed on Time 2021, and that's what makes him become a famous actor. So that's my presentation. Thank you very much.
Right, thank you very much.
Yes. Feel free to ask me any question. Okay.
Right, so thank you, William, for helping us to know more about this pretty famous actor. So I believe that most of you have maybe seen or watched some of his own movies. So can we start with any question or comment? Again, to speak, you just need to turn on the mic. Maybe I can start with a question. So maybe you can tell us, what do you think is his best performance?
I think his best performance was absolutely the Get Out, because even for me, I don't have the courage to watch this movie because he greatly interpret the fear, and the whole movie doesn't have any like ghost or other horrible things, but it just will make you that you don't want to see this because the expression on his face and the reaction, his reaction to the things happen in the movie. So all these things that makes this movie more like a masterpiece. Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Yeah, I think this is a really horrifying movie, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's also a kind of 21st century, you may say, a metaphor, yeah, for what's happening to the black people. Yeah, the idea that their
Yes,
body can be easily taken over by the white.
yes.
Yeah,
They also
so
talk about racial discrimination.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think so. The
In,
movie, yeah, really captures what's happening right now,
yes,
yeah, to the non-white people. Good, I do agree
yes.
with you. Okay, so can we have another question or comment? I can see someone's leaving some comments, so also feel free to share with us what you think.
Hello, I'm Charles.
Hi.
I want to ask you, what do you admire him the most, and how did he influence you?
He influenced me the most because in almost every movie he participated in before or right now, all talk about important concept is racial discrimination. That's even in his acceptance speech or he went to somewhere to give a speech. He all talk about the importance of racial discrimination. He want to make the public lay more emphasis on this issue because he himself is black people and he grew up in a white society, in England. So during his childhood, he more or less was like be ostracized by white people or like he's also the working class. So around him, uh, all the other white child may have great uh, like physical condition in their family. Um, so he want to help the black child or other black people to live a more better life. So that's why he will take the like the role to act as a to act as Fred Hampton. The yes. So his spirit to fight for black people influenced me the most. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Charles. I think it's a very important question. I think also William gave us a very detailed response. Yeah, I think I totally agree with you. Very good. So, can we maybe have one more question or comment again to speak? You just need to turn the mic. Okay, if there are no further question or comments, then again, so let's give William a big hand. So thank you very much for your great
Thank you.
presentations.